What's up guys, Jason here. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a simple and efficient Minecraft creeper farm. This creeper farm works on 1.21 and on both Minecraft Bedrock Edition and Minecraft Java Edition. As you guys can see here, this farm produces a ton of gunpowder. For this farm, you'll need 2 chests, 4 hoppers, 2 water buckets, 2 stacks and 2 ladders, 4 slabs, you can use any type of slab that you want, 4 glass blocks, 5 torches, 11 stacks and 8 wooden trapdoors, and finally about 30 stacks of solid blocks. You can use any type of solid block that you want. A couple examples of solid blocks are smooth stone or cobblestone. The first step is to choose an area to make this farm at. You can make this farm over land, however I recommend that you make it over an ocean. By the way, don't make this farm in a river biome. That's because creepers won't spawn in river biomes. If you choose to make this farm over land, first build up 130 blocks above land. If you choose to make this farm over an ocean, first go at least 130 blocks away from any land. Once you're at least 130 blocks away from any land, go down to the ocean floor. Then place solid blocks from the ocean floor to the ocean surface. After you're done with that step, build up 130 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you're done building up 130 blocks, go back down here. Then place ladders from here to the top of this pillar. These ladders will allow you to easily access the creeper farm. By the way, the reason why we're making this farm high in the air is to prevent mobs from spawning below it while you use it. That will cause more creepers to spawn in the farm. After you're done placing those ladders, place a block over here and 2 blocks over here. Then place 5 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now fill in this outline with solid blocks. The next step is to place 2 chests over here. Then crouch down and place 2 hoppers over here. Make sure the nozzles of those 2 hoppers are pointing that way towards that chest. Then crouch down and place 2 hoppers over here. Make sure the nozzles of those 2 hoppers are pointing that way towards the chest as well. Those hoppers will collect the gunpowder and funnel it into the collections chest. The next step is to break these 2 blocks. Now place 4 blocks at each of these spots. Once you have done that, place a block over here and 2 glass blocks over here. Then place 2 glass blocks over here as well. After you have done that, break this block. Those glass blocks will allow you to see the creepers in this farm. The next step is to crouch down and place 2 slabs over here and 2 slabs over here. This slot will be where you collect the XP. Once you're done with that step, place a torch over here. That torch will provide light so that mobs won't spawn on this platform. The next step is to place 19 solid blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. After you're done placing those 19 blocks, go back down here. Then place 19 blocks at each of these other spots as well. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like this. The next step is to place a solid block at each of these spots. Now place 8 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then place 3 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3. After you have done that, fill in this outline with solid blocks. Once you're done placing blocks like that, repeat placing blocks in that pattern on those 3 other sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to create a 1 block high wall around this area. Once you're done creating that wall, make it 1 block taller. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. the next step is to fill in these 4 corners with solid blocks. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to create an infinite water source. To do that, first place blocks in this formation. Now place water over here and water over here. By creating that infinite water source, you will be able to use 2 buckets to fill in all the water for this entire farm. Now place water at each of these spots. As you guys can see there, all that water should flow like that. That water will push creepers that fall into the trenches over to the kill chamber. Now fill in and break the infinite water source. The next step is to place 3 solid blocks over here. Then extend that 3 block high solid block wall around this platform. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to go over to this platform. Then place a trapdoor at each of these spots. Those trapdoors will prevent spiders from spawning in this farm. That is because spiders are too big to spawn in between these gaps. By the way, it's really important that you place the trapdoors at the correct spots. Now repeat placing trapdoors in that pattern on those 3 other platforms. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. Once again, make sure all the trapdoors are placed at the correct spots. Now place 8 trapdoors over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then open them. Then place 8 trapdoors over here. Now open them. Those trapdoors will cause creepers to walk off into the water. That is because creepers see trapdoors as full blocks. Now repeat placing trapdoors like that in those 3 other trenches. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to create another 4 platforms at this height. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to go down here. Now place a trapdoor above every block on each of these platforms. These trapdoors will prevent skeletons and zombies from spawning in this farm. That's because those mobs are too tall to spawn under the trapdoors. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like this. The next step is to go over to this corner. Then place 3 blocks over here. Then extend that 3 block high wall around this area. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to go over to this platform. Now place a trapdoor at each of these spots. These trapdoors will prevent spiders from spawning on this platform. Now repeat placing trapdoors in that pattern on those 3 other platforms. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. Make sure all the trapdoors are placed at the correct spots. Now place 8 trapdoors over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then open them. Now repeat placing trapdoors like that on all the other edges of these platforms. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to place blocks above those 4 platforms. Place the blocks at this height. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to go down here. Then place a trapdoor above every block on these 4 platforms. Place them at this height. These trapdoors will prevent skeletons and zombies from spawning in this farm. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like this. The next step is to cover these top gaps with solid blocks. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to go over to this corner. Then count out 5 blocks diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then place a torch over here. Then repeat doing that from those 3 other corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After you're done placing those torches, the farm should look like that. Those torches will prevent mobs from spawning on top of the farm. That will cause more creepers to spawn in it. I am now going to do a quick fly around so you can check and make sure you've made this farm correctly. Over here, there should be the kill chamber and collection system. Over here, there should be the drop tube. Up here, there should be the creeper spawning layers. Make sure you placed all the trapdoors at the correct spots. By the way, this room should be dark. The reason why it looks bright right now is because I have night vision. This is how dark the room should normally be. Finally, up here, there should be the roof. I am now going to show you all how to use this farm. To use it, first stand on this platform. Then wait. Creepers will spawn on the creeper spawning layers and eventually walk off into the water. They will then get pushed by the water stream into this kill chamber. By the way, you'll be able to easily kill the creepers that fall down here because they will already be low health from taking fall damage. You'll collect the XP over here and the loot will get funneled down into that collections chest. If you want to make this farm more efficient, you can kill the creepers using a sword enchanted with looting 3. By the way, you should kill the creepers before there are a lot of them down here. That is because if there are too many in this kill chamber, no more creepers will spawn until you kill them. If this farm does not work for you, try switching your world difficulty to peaceful and then to hard. Also check to see if any mobs spawn on land below the farm while you are standing on this platform. If there are, you will need to cover that land with torches. I hope you all enjoyed learning how to make this simple and efficient Minecraft creeper farm. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching.